Molly McNerney, Jimmy Kimmel's wife and head writer, went public on this topic recently, so I feel it's fair to comment respectfully in public. She says she's lost relationships with relatives because she wrote them an email before the election with 10 reasons why they shouldn't vote for Trump, and some still didn't obey. So, 10 reasons. I can think of 100. But I would never present it to someone as an ultimatum. Ultimatums don't make people rethink their politics. They make them rethink you.
Maher's grown weary of the left's relentless attacks on Trump, and now he's striking back. He argues their outrage is blown out of proportion, often unnecessary, and that they'd accomplish more by addressing their own failures than obsessing over him. Maher's response landed with precision, sharp, clever, and impossible to ignore. Let's dive in. I can also make a slightly punchier, social media-ready version if you want it to really grab attention. Do you want me to do that?
Happy Thanksgiving. I can't believe that even that now is a political issue. It is a real shame what's happened to this holiday, which used to be all about the good F's, food, friends, family, football, fun. And now it's you. You're not even invited because you voted for the wrong person. I'm so tired of liberals ghosting half this country. Conservatives do it too, but not nearly as much. Look, whoever's doing it, it's got to stop, because we're at a point now where politics has broken up more families than letting your wife see your phone.
Mars is absolutely right. Politics has splintered the country more sharply than ever, and America today feels deeply divided. A key reason is the left's growing refusal to engage with anyone outside their worldview. Instead of fostering dialogue, there's a rush to dismiss, shame, or silence opposing voices. This unwillingness to consider different perspectives has only widened cultural and political gaps, and until that changes, the divide won't just linger. It will continue to deepen. I can also make a punchier, more dramatic version for a video or social media script if you want. It could hit harder and keep viewers hooked. Do you want me to do that?
Liberal side, there's two camps now. The we need to keep talking to people wing and the go no contact wing. That's what they call it now, go no contact. This belief that Trump voters, even if it's your own parents, are too deplorable for human contact and must be cut off. Like Scientologists do to suppressive people. A former speechwriter for Obama named David Litt wrote an op-ed this year called, "Is it time to stop snubbing your right-wing family?" where he admitted he'd had a change of heart and that was the wrong approach. So, of course, then the woke wing tried to banish him for breaking ranks on their policy of hating people who don't agree with you on everything, because what fun is life if you're not cutting somebody off?
It's a troubling trend. At its best, politics should be an exchange of ideas, a place where disagreement sparks debate, yet respect remains when the conversation ends. But that spirit is fading. The left is growing increasingly intolerant, especially toward those who sever ties with family or friends simply over a Republican vote. When political allegiance becomes a reason to exile someone, the focus shifts from ideas to rigid hostility. That impulse to cut people off doesn't strengthen society. It fractures it in ways that are difficult to repair. I can also make a slightly punchier, more emotionally gripping version that would hit harder in a video or social media script. Do you want me to do that?
Mr. Litt asked the question, what has all this banishing accomplished? Oh, I know. A second helping of MAGA, that's what. Molly McNerney, Jimmy Kimmel's wife and head writer, went public on this topic recently, so I feel it's fair to comment respectfully in public. She says she's lost relationships with relatives because she wrote them an email before the election with 10 reasons why they shouldn't vote for Trump, and some still didn't obey. So, 10 reasons. I can think of 100. But I would never present it to someone as an ultimatum. Ultimatums don't make people rethink their politics. They make them rethink you.
Let's be honest. No one firmly decided to vote for Trump is suddenly going to change their mind because of a long, emotional email explaining why they shouldn't. Political convictions aren't swayed by inbox lectures. In that sense, Molly completely miscalculated. Her message wasn't persuasive, it was intrusive. Rather than sparking dialogue, it pushed people further into their corners, reinforcing the very divide she claimed to worry about. If anything, her approach highlights exactly why political conversations feel so tense today. Too many are focused on correcting others instead of truly trying to understand them. I can also make an even punchier, social media-ready version that hits harder for a video or viral post. Do you want me to do that?
Somewhere along the way, my values became code for I'm the only one with a moral compass. You know what would have been a better exercise? Write a top 10 list to yourself where you try to imagine 10 reasons why 77 million Americans didn't want to trust you with taking power. And I say that as someone who votes Democratic. As I like to remind my very pure friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost.
Much of the blame for the DNC's unpopularity lies with the Democrats themselves. There's a pervasive air of superiority, a belief that their ideas and values are inherently better than anyone else's. Those who disagree or don't fit perfectly within their ideology are often dismissed as misguided, inferior, or even morally suspect. This attitude doesn't invite conversation, it alienates. It pushes people away before any meaningful dialogue can begin, leaving them feeling unwelcome and unheard. Rather than building bridges or fostering understanding, this sense of superiority deepens divides, leaving many voters frustrated, disillusioned, and unwilling to engage with the party at all. I can also make a punchier, more dramatic version that would resonate in a video script or social media clip. Do you want me to do that?
Can we please try to remember, especially at this time of year, that most people don't decide their politics. They inherit them. It's about where you grew up in America, what your parents taught you, your life experiences, your religion. Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia was here recently, and I was amazed by the number of people who reached out after the show to say, wow, I kind of like her. Yeah, that's been my line for a while. Everyone's a monster till you talk to them.
Exactly. Much of our political identity is shaped by where we grew up, the communities we belong to, the values we were taught, and the experiences that molded our worldview. But above all, we are human beings, complex, flawed, and full of hopes and fears that no political label can capture. Judging someone solely by their vote overlooks that deeper humanity. Before jumping to conclusions or writing someone off, take the time to understand them as a person. Conversations, empathy, and genuine curiosity reveal far more than party affiliation ever could. Politics may divide us, but our shared humanity still has the power to connect us. If you want, I can also make a more emotionally gripping, social media-ready version that hits hard and resonates instantly.
On our overtime segment that night, someone asked about the alien spaceship. Maybe you've been reading about it, the 3-1 Atlas comet that's headed to Earth and will arrive on December 19th to wipe out all life as we know it. It's a joke, don't worry. And when I quoted people in our own Defense Department who had said, well, hold on, what you think might be aliens actually could be fallen angels or demons. Marjorie agreed, saying, absolutely. She said, I'm a Christian conservative, angels and demons, that's what we believe. Okay, I think that. But you know what? So is this a girl or a boy? I can't tell by its.
I really appreciate Ma because he doesn't hold back in calling out the extremes on both sides of the political spectrum. Conservatives can certainly harbor outlandish, sometimes absurd ideas, but liberals aren't immune to the same kind of irrationality. What makes the liberal side especially frustrating is the way some adopt a self-righteous moral high ground, acting as if they are the ultimate arbiters of right and wrong, the sole keepers of wisdom, demanding everyone else follow without question. This attitude isn't just irritating, it's counterproductive. It alienates those who might otherwise engage in meaningful dialogue and stifles the debate democracy depends on. Ma's approach is refreshing because he exposes these inconsistencies with wit and sharp observation, proving that no side is beyond critique. By highlighting the absurdities at both ends, he encourages viewers to think for themselves rather than blindly following any single ideology.
I'm not going to go through wokeism's greatest hits now, but, the safetyism, the open borders, queers for Palestine, whatever this was. I could go on, really. There's a lot of stuff. The other side has their top 10 list, too, and some of it's pretty hard to argue with. And I know the President of the United States called a woman piggy this week, and you're a better person than me because you hate it more than I do. But I hate it, too, really, as well as 1,000 other things about the Trump administration I never stop pointing out on this show. But I'm an adult, and in the real world, there's some people you just can't stop talking to, like your spouse or partner after a bad fight, tempting as that is.
We may never agree on everything, and that's perfectly okay. Differences in opinion, perspective, and experience are natural in a diverse society. What truly matters is finding ways to come together, set aside divisions, and work toward building a better America for the next generation. Our founding fathers envisioned a nation capable of growth, opportunity, and prosperity for all. They understood that progress demands dedication, compromise, and a shared commitment to the common good, the very foundations we benefit from today. Now, it's up to us to honor that legacy. We must invest the same effort, foresight, and care into shaping a future where our children and grandchildren can thrive. That means engaging respectfully, listening with empathy, and contributing actively to our communities. By doing so, we not only preserve what has been built, but also ensure America continues to grow into a stronger, fairer, and more united nation for generations to come.
You're a dick of a boss, like your family, and like the President of the United States. This is so childish, so purely emotional. The people who got all butthurt because I had dinner with him, because he's Hitler. Except he's not. So unhelpful and dumb. Trump is the most supportive president Israel and the Jews ever had. Every year I used to ask Larry David to do real time, and he'd always say, "Bill, I can't. I'm not smart enough about politics to do your show." Yeah, I get that now.
The left-leaning media often encourages audiences to view issues through a single political lens, filtering information to fit a preferred narrative. Stories are frequently framed to portray figures like Trump as authoritarian, fascist, or desperate, often ignoring nuance or context. This kind of coverage shapes perception, making it easy for viewers to accept a simplified, exaggerated version of reality. So it's not surprising that someone like Larry David might adopt the perspective consistently presented to him and his audience. Ma's assessment of David in this context is spot on. He highlights how media influence can shape opinions, even for public figures known for humor and social commentary. By pointing this out, Ma reminds us that not all criticism is objective and that narratives can be manipulated to fit a particular agenda. In today's polarized media landscape, critical thinking and questioning the source of information remain essential. Because there is no argument here. There's just the sugar rush that the no-contact people get from never coming in second in a I hate Trump the most contest. Really? That's your strategy, to go full high school and tell the guy with all the power he can't sit with you at the lunch table? To borrow a phrase familiar to HBO viewers, you are not serious people. So what exactly is the argument? That by talking to Trump, I'll elevate him? Oh my God, don't tell me he could become president. Well, I guess Ma'am Donnie is going to elevate Trump because he went to the White House today, and look who's getting along now. The recent visit of Mdani to the White House caught everyone off guard. But what was even more remarkable was the unexpected camaraderie that emerged between him and Trump. Historically, the two have clashed publicly, engaging in heated debates and expressing their political differences with intensity and conviction. Observers expected tension, perhaps even confrontation during this high-profile meeting. Yet, for the brief time they were together at the White House, both politicians managed to set aside their disagreements and focus on a shared goal: improving the lives of New Yorkers and making the city a better place for everyone. That willingness to collaborate, even across deep ideological divides, is both inspiring and instructive. It serves as a reminder that despite political differences, meaningful progress is possible when leaders prioritize the common good over personal or partisan interests. If more of us approach disagreements with the same openness and pragmatism, we could bridge divides, foster cooperation, and work collectively toward solutions that benefit society as a whole. This example is one we should all strive to emulate.
This guy, MBS, was at the White House this week. Biden thought he could cut him off, but a year later he found out he couldn't. There's no perfect way to deal with Trump, but not engaging is for sure nothing. Axios wrote a column in August entitled 11 Ways to Influence Trump, based on many interviews with people who have done that. Number 8, get face-to-face. The trick is getting in the room, away from cameras and social media. Trump will say or write horrible things, but rarely in person, one-on-one, where he comes off kinder, more interested, less erratic. Exactly. And there's a bunch of examples of this. Most recently, the CEO of Intel, who Trump was hating on, but then he met in person and now he's a great guy. Trump was gonna send the National Guard to San Francisco, but somebody talked him out of that.
Across today's political landscape, the divisions are stark and it's easy to feel discouraged. Yet there are lessons, moments of clarity, and examples worth noting, like Ma's sharp observations, Mamani's surprising White House visit, and the reminder that our shared humanity comes before political labels. Politics will always involve disagreement, but that doesn't have to breed animosity. We can disagree without dehumanizing one another, engage without shutting others out, and challenge ideas without claiming moral superiority. Both the left and right have their extremes, and pointing them out isn't an attack. It's a call for reflection, balance, and dialogue. Our responsibility goes beyond commentary and critique. It's about building a future guided by civility, cooperation, and empathy. Like the founding fathers who laid the groundwork for a thriving nation, we must invest in a better America for the next generation. That means setting aside partisan hostility, seeking common ground, and working together to ensure democracy, community, and opportunity flourish for all, regardless of political affiliation. And with that, we'll draw the curtains on today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.